Hiya! Welcome! Hot on the heels of the unboxing of the long-awaited and absolutely outstanding Beatles in mono box set that you saw on the channel. Hopefully you saw it anyway a couple of weeks or so back. I've got another Beatles box set to show you today. This one is not as elaborate and didn't cost anywhere near as much, and it's arrived today from Flashback Records in that their capital, London. Now, it's in a 12-inch size mailer, but I expect it to be, I think, 10 by 10 inches this. Initially, this video was supposed to show you two rare Beatles items, the box set that I'm going to show you in a moment, and also another album, namely the vinyl edition of Let It Be Naked, which was on the website at Flashback for £120. But they sent me an email later on after I placed the order for both items, and they'd sold it in store, so I was too late. If I'd checked the site maybe the day before, I would have got that probably. But such is life, it does happen, especially with Flashback and them doing a lot of trade in their 3 shops in London. But the good news is, I suppose 2 bits of good news. One is I got a refund for £120 right away. And the other bit of good news is the other item, which you'll kind of know what's coming because you've seen the title and the thumbnail. That was in stock and I got that for £50. Let's get it open. So this is something that I wouldn't say is absolutely essential for my Beatles collection, but when I saw it whilst browsing at Flashback, I did think I'd really like that, to be honest. And I've not seen anyone else on YouTube with this. Now, that's not to say people don't have it and there hasn't been previous videos made about it. I mean, I don't watch loads and loads of Beatles specific channels. I watch 1 or 2. But with this box set being, I think, from 2012, I'd say the release of this probably predates the so-called vinyl revival that we're all still continuing to enjoy as music collectors. Right, so it's come wrapped in bubble wrap. There's also some really thick black tape on the wrap as well, so try and get into that whilst being careful not to cut into the box itself. A pre-owned item this. I think Flashback graded it at VG+, and they seem to err on the side of caution with their gradings, which is good really, as usually that means when I get something and say it's been graded at good plus, then it's actually come and I thought, oh, that's VG really. But anyway, this looks great. So what we have here is a box set of the Magical Mystery Tour. It's a 10-inch size box, and what is in here is the Blu-ray, which I do own. I own the normal standalone Blu-ray issue that came out presumably 2012, same time this did. The DVD, which obviously is just replicating what's on the Blu-ray, including the special features and everything. And there should be 1 or 2 other little treats in here as well. So let's get it open and find out. So give you a look at the back. Obviously it's in the design of the original double EP from 1967. It's got its little ribbon sticking out there. So far, my impressions, lovely condition box. It's got the film certificate rating on the front and the back. It's got all your relevant logos as well. Let's get it open. So I thought £50 for this, given what is actually included in it and given it's a limited thing, and I've not seen anyone show this before. Obviously if you're watching and you do have this, then let me know, and if you've made a video about it, let me know, even if it's a really old video. And that wouldn't be altogether surprising given that this set is well over a decade old now. This would have come out for the, what, 45th anniversary of Magical Mystery Tour. There we go. So it opens out like a book really. It's got the Magical Mystery Tour bump that you would expect on this side of the box here, away in the sky beyond the clouds. Live 4 or 5 Magicians, etc. Anyone who has watched or owned the Magical Mystery Tour album or double EP, whatever, will be familiar with that particular line of text. So first thing we get inside the box, I'm trying to be a bit careful here because I've got a mic wire trailing around, is this book here. So it's a glossy paperback book. I'll show you a few pages. It's got a page inviting you to roll up for the mystery tour, and you've got in what looks like handwriting, but obviously it won't be proper handwriting, about your tour guides today will be Jolly Jimmy Johnson, the courier, Wendy Winters, tour hostess, and your driver Alf. Now we're getting a bit more reading material in here. Little note from Paul McCartney there. I think some of this stuff might be replicated in the standard Blu-ray booklet. It's been so many years since I watched the Blu-ray. I mean, I will be watching it again because I've got it again in here, but I can't actually remember. But there seems an awful lot in here, so I doubt all of this will be replicated in the standard Blu-ray insert. So there's lots of lovely photos here. This is going to be really nice to read properly. Let's get to near the back there. Yep, loads of stuff in here. Nice and colourful and glossy. Lovely stuff. Next up is this little thing here, and it's a ticket. I suppose it's meant to be like a replica of a coach ticket or bus ticket. So this is my ticket for the Beatles Magical Mystery Tour. So very psychedelic looking, sort of a rainbow pattern on that side, and then kind of the admittance side with the Beatles and Magical Mystery Tour logo there. Nice thing. I mean, it's almost like a bookmark really, so probably be useful if I'm reading the book and I have to stop reading it for a while for whatever reason. Okay, let's get on to the media itself. As I said, there were some treats in this besides the Blu-ray and DVD that's specifically advertised. We've seen a nice book and a bookmark / ticket. However, we've got the double EP. So I've never owned the double EP before. I've got the Magical Mystery Tour album. I've now got it in the Beatles in mono vinyl set as well as in the CD set. I did also own the stereo LP reissue from 2012, I think that was. But I did sell that once I knew that I was getting the mono vinyl set. But I've not owned this one. My father used to own this, and it would have been an original as well. Of course, this is a reissue, a replica. I believe it's in mono, but it looks very authentic, how it's supposed to look. Lyrics in the middle. There will be 2 vinyl records in here, 2 7-inch records to be precise. And carefully get them out. So yeah, they look like authentic replicas as well. There will be differences, I'm sure. Again, looks to be in lovely condition. Not sure exactly how many times these would have been played, but delighted. If this set had just come with the Blu-ray, DVD and even the book, I might have thought, do I really need that? The standard Blu-ray I've got will be enough, I suppose. But once I saw that it had the double vinyl EP in as well, had to get it. So there we are, a quick look at those. You've seen a black 7-inch single before. So all this for £50. And I don't know if that was around the price it was when it came out, I've no idea. But I think £50 now, and everything seems in such nice condition. Flashback calling it VG Plus, I think. I would say it's at least VG Plus, getting on for near mint, to be honest, so far anyway. This will have the Blu-ray and the DVD in it. And there we go. Now that I've got this edition on Blu-ray, I will no doubt part with my standard Blu-ray edition, and I'm happy to give that away as VCLT. So if there's anyone out there, and it'll be more casual Beatles fans, I'm sure, because if you're a proper Beatles fan, then you've got to own this, or a version of it already on some format or another, the film I mean. But if you would like the standard Blu-ray, and bear in mind it'll be a Region B Blu-ray, so you know I don't mind sending it anywhere in the world to anyone who asks, but make sure that you can actually play it your end. But anyone who wants it, just let me know, leave a comment or send me a message on social media or my email if you're interested in the other Magical Mystery Tour Blu-ray, as I don't need two. I mean, I've got the film doubled up now, but it comes with a DVD anyway. That's the Blu-ray. Fits back in a little pocket. I'll show you the DVD while I'm here. I'm sure that looks almost identical. Yep, there we go. And that's it for the box. I'll just show the bottom of the box to demonstrate that there's nothing else left to look at. But yeah, that's a really nice little set. That it's got a fair amount in it to say it's just dedicated to one film and one double EP that would become an album, at least in America first and foremost, and then it became an album in the UK in the 1980s when the Beatles catalogue was standardised across the world. Really nice set. I think £50 for this is a bit of a bargain, really. Lovely condition. I wish I was able to show you Let It Be Naked here today as well, as that remains kind of a holy grail now for me in my Beatles collection. I do own that on CD, but I double up with the Beatles, as you know, so I would like it on vinyl as well, but yeah, it's expensive and I missed out on it anyway. But that is the Magical Mystery Tour Blu-ray, DVD, book, ticket and double 7-inch box set from Flashback. Thank you all for watching this. Hope you enjoyed it, and I want to give special thanks as always to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. I'm gonna go now. I mean, I've got the Magical Mystery Tour to listen to in mono, in the Beatles in mono set. I'm sure by the time this video comes out, I perhaps won't have got round to that yet. I might have done, it depends what other stuff I'm listening to while I get through that particular big old behemoth of a box set. But I'll certainly be listening to the double EP in here, and of course, as it's been some years since I've seen it, I'm going to be watching the film and reading that lovely book, which will be a real treat as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that, and I do hope that all of you will join me again next time for my next Beatles related video and my next music collecting video. Cheers everyone. See ya!